Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Well, I bet you're going to be as sad as we are after you hear the great information we have to share with you in the last segment of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. We always hate leaving you. We love our Saturdays with you. For over 6 years now, we spent every Saturday with you from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. sharing with you all kinds of great information from every type of professional we can find and the best professionals we can find. We search high and low, we interview them, we get to know them, and they become our friends. We utilize their services. That's why we know they're accountable. I use this particular professional in multiple facets of my business, my personal life, my cars, my auto, you name it. Carlos Villalobos of Carlos Villalobos Insurance handles it all. And I'm very glad you do, Carlos. You always keep me in the know. I'm very it's a comfortability knowing things, because I hate it in the past, and I say this almost every time you're on the show, and you're probably like, I know it's a broken record, but my previous insurance people seemed like they were nice, and they got me a better deal, but at the end of it, after time, my policy would just change, and I never had a clue why my rate went up, why something changed, why this changed, nothing. And I don't know insurance. You were the only one that explained it to me. And that was invaluable to me, and now I understood. And then you went over other options. We're going to talk about, how, your insurance could be going up, and you said in the last segment, well, maybe we can adjust your deductible to
Correct.
help you out if your cash flow position is going to be different, because all carriers are going up 7%. So I don't think you're going to avoid it because the other ones haven't caught up yet. Let's be proactive now. I love that you do that. And then you brought up some other great. These are 3 topics you can't miss regarding your insurance, because you can't hide from them.
No, you definitely you can try, but it's not going to work.
I mean, the first one I love. I didn't know this, and I use business mileage, and everybody, your insurance carrier always asks, how much mileage do you put on this particular vehicle, this particular vehicle? A lot of us just guess or say it's that one because it'll help my insurance. But that's not going to work anymore, huh?
No, all the major carriers are going to what they call certified miles. Some of them are using like Carfax, or like when you do your smog check, you have to report the miles. So they're using these third-party vendors that tells them how many miles you've driven. And if not, they're going to ask for your odometer every year. Now, by doing that, they're giving you a 5% premium discount on a 6-month policy. But that being said, if you told them that you drove 10,000 and your odometer says 20,000, that 5% is not going to make up for the increase that you're going to pay for driving more miles.
Right, because that's an added risk, obviously.
Yeah,
You're
but I
doubling
think
your
that's
risk
fair.
for
I mean,
accident.
the person that drives 20,000 miles like myself has to pay a higher rate than the guy that drives 5,000. It just makes sense. I'm on the road more often. I have more chances of being involved in an accident, whether it's my fault or not.
Right.
So consequently, the people that are driving more miles, their premiums should be a little bit higher than the person or the housewives, for example, that just uses the car to and from. Now, I have a third vehicle, a Suburban. That thing doesn't even get driven 2,000 miles a year.
Right.
Now the carriers keep telling me, no, you drive 5,000. Well, every year I give them the odometer and I prove them wrong.
Right. So here.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
But at the other side of that coin is that if you're driving more miles, and of course...
well, you know what? It's the funny part of this is actually it's fair, because those of us are paying maybe more because the accidents are higher because people are claiming less mileage, but when really they're driving more and therefore have more opportunities for accidents. So those of us who are maybe only driving 5,000 are paying 10,000. Let's just say. And
we'll go back to the first segment that we were talking about why the rates are going up. If you're on the road 20,000 miles a year, you're probably going to be on your phone. You're probably going to be looking at that navigation thing. You are more at risk than ever before because 10 years ago, none of this stuff was around.
All right, so you're going to have to claim the correct mileage, just so you know. All right, then the other piece, the smoke limitations, go into that.
Yeah,
because we're in fire season.
Correct. So a lot of the homeowners, there's 2 major carriers. I'm not going to name names, but got to reach your policies. They're coming out what they call a limited smoke wildfire, soot ash, or debris removal. And in case of that, the maximum they're going to pay is $2,500. To give you an example, we had a customer in San Canyon where he's insured by XYZ, and he had a suit claim, an ash claim, $80,000.
Wow.
So if he has this endorsement and he's not aware of it, it's going to cap out at $2,500. Somebody is going to get in trouble. So just got to make sure you read your policy, because you get a renewal offer from your carrier and it has maybe 5, maybe 2 endorsements that you've never seen. And what do most people do? They just pay the premium and put it away. So unless the agent calls you and says, hey, did you see that? Do you want me to shop it around? Now, you might pay a bigger premium, but at least you know that you have coverage. It's always your choice.
You had to shop around my investment property.
That's right.
To find, we had to switch carriers because now it became a higher risk because I no longer was living in the property. I had tenants in the property and I have a pool. So you're like, oh, sorry, carrier A does not like that. So I'm going to have to find you another carrier.
Correct. And every carrier has the choice of what to insure. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they don't want that risk because their experience in that type of risk has resulted in a big claims factor for them.
All right. So I want to make sure you don't miss the 3 because you're going to go, wait, you gave us 3, Don. All right. The other one's really key for a lot of us, especially nowadays more than ever, is that we customize parts of our cars, whether it's the wheels or I go on. You probably know more than me, but I think they need to let you know that, right?
Yeah. Most of the times, if you do any type of change to your vehicle, whether it be a custom paint job, maybe you add wheels and rims that are worth $5,000, and you never
easy.
You never tell your agent. Well, the
tires alone could be $2,000.
That's not a factory
install.
So basically, you need to insure that. We have vehicles out on the road that people put a 5th wheel on their pickup truck. Well, that's not covered. That wasn't part of the original manufacturer. So all these items that you might add to your vehicles, you just need to tell your agent, hey, I invested $6,000. What is it going to cost me? It might be $40 every 6 months. It might be $100. The point being is, if you know what it's costing you to insure it, then you're making the decision, do I want to spend that extra money to have coverage or not?
But you at least have the option, but you should double check that rather than your car getting totaled and you find out your wheels are not covered.
Yeah, you're going to be paid less than what you think you deserve, and it's really nobody's fault, because if the agent wasn't aware of it, you didn't tell him, he couldn't advise you.
Right.
So it's important that you always keep your agent advice, whoever that is. Let him know what you've done new to your vehicle, to your home, to your RV, to your boat. I mean, you buy a boat for $3,000,
and then $5,000 speaker system on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure they're aware of it, so
That's
they
key.
can tell you, hey, this is what it's going to cost you.
All right. Always great advice, Carlos. I love having my friend here and my insurance guru, I call him, and for a lot of my clients. Thank you for being here on the show. How can they get a hold of you again?
Thank you for having me. You can call me here in town, 255-8282, or send me an email at carlosvinsurance@gmail.com.
Carlos V Insurance at Gmail?
At Gmail.
All right.
Also, check our new website. It's carlosvinsurance.com. It has a lot of new features, a lot of things that you might be able to read and enjoy or get some knowledge out of it.
All right. Always great advice, information. Thank you for taking the time to share great information. Carlos, love having you on the show, buddy.
Thank you.
And we love you being part of our show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Find out more. You can also use the KHTS app and hear the show every Saturday. Check out more at donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. And have a great weekend.